Hey everyone, I'm going to be doing the Should You Summon on the green Step Up banner. This Step Up banner allows you to get one of these characters, one of these 5 characters guaranteed at the end of your, I believe it is your 3rd multi. And then you're able to do 2 rounds on this. You do first 3 steps once, so then you do the 3 steps again. So you see 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Basically 5 characters for 250, and your first step, then you have 10 characters for 750. So basically a normal multi, just a little bit half off, or 1/4 off, 25% off. Then you have the normal multi again, but instead this time you're actually guaranteed to have one of the 5 units. We'll be going over what all these units do. But again, you shouldn't be summoning here. This banner is not worth it. There's a lot of better options. First of all, if you care about PvP, you have one of the best PvP units in the game right here. Mimi, she's absolutely fantastic, especially for shutting down, a lot of current meta units, a lot of future meta units that have passives. Because passives, I believe, are going to be some of it's going to be what elevates a character to top tier from here on out. I believe passives are just so strong that this character is always going to be relevant. The only way I see this character phasing out is just someone with better stats with the same exact S2, having a AoE S2 with distraction, just with better stats, and maybe better camps too, that can work on different teams. Maybe once we get camp leader skills and whatnot, with percentages like in Dokkan, like melee camp, HP to attack 35%, defense 20%, something like that. I don't know. If we ever see anything like that, the camps will definitely matter. But as far as I can see, this unit is going to be very strong. But it also elevates other characters that don't have passives, because that means they can't be countered by this character. But that's another topic for a different video. Either way, she's a great PvP unit. Lolly Rem, what a great PvE unit. You have the best of both worlds currently out right now. She is not so great in PvP as where Mimi could potentially be great in PvE, as so long as the boss doesn't have distraction immunity. So she could be pretty great in canceling passives of bosses as well. But Rem, she has insane support with her abilities. She can't be distracted because she doesn't have a passive. And you have let's say 18 whole days to save up for her. If you don't think, like me, you're at 3k and you don't feel you don't trust yourself when going in with 3k, you want like a higher number for guaranteed, bam, just wait 18 more days. Mimi, on the other hand, she's been here for a while, so you had your chance at pulling for her, but I'm sure she'll come back sometime in the future. But either way, you have way more value out currently, and the live stream, I believe, is tomorrow night. Is probably gonna announce a couple more characters, maybe some events, who knows. So there's no point in summoning here. These units aren't bad per se. I think some of them are pretty good. I do enjoy running most of them. It's just that you don't need these units for your box. You don't need these units for certain events. There's plenty of green units, and I believe green is the most saturated color in the game at the moment and has some of the best units. So having these is kind of whatever. Step ups are always really nice. I think they're great value. I think if they do step ups a little better, then make players have a tough time deciding what they want to summon on, and it'll kind of enforce a little more spending in the community. I think they can do some great stuff with some step ups, because step ups have some absolutely great value. I would say change the pool of it a little bit, maybe upgrade these characters to a little more updated characters. What did I just say? Get these characters to be a little more newer, hypothetically, instead of this Felix, we have the new Amelia that came out, hooded Amelia. That's way too soon, but just you kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to say. And then instead of 6 steps in total, you add 9 steps, and then I feel like the community would spend a little more here. and it would kind of entice free-to-play players to actually spend money on the game as well, because these step-ups are some of the best I've ever seen in a game, and I really do enjoy them. They're nice, simple, and they give you value. Plain and simple, this structure gives you value. But again, these characters definitely aren't what you want to go for, unfortunately. So although the structure of the banner is great, the characters aren't. So so I guess we can just switch over. Let's talk a little bit about the characters. The thing is, a lot of the characters are actually just farmable, straight up. We have sometimes it'll send me to the wrong unit. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's my Discord or something like that. First we have Felt, green allies attack, 35%, pretty solid. 50k HP, 1200 attack, 700 defense, agility 171. That is insanely fast. Crit rate 50%, 120 crit damage, 20% debuff chance, 35% resistance. She's basically an agility buff for your game, for your team. She'll boost your agility, she'll boost your action gauge. She gives you attack and defense for 2 turns with her S2. She's a great green support because of her, leader skill. I think attack leader skills are pretty insanely strong. Well, not insanely strong, but I feel like they're the ones that give you the most value right now, because a lot of the leader skills percentages are so low at the game at the moment that I feel like the only one that really gives you any value is attack at the moment. I think it just scales better. I feel like it just works for the game right now. I feel as time goes on, you're probably gonna want different kind of leader skills. But for now, I think out of all the normal stats, attack is probably one of the better leader skills. I think when it comes to PvP, probably debuff chance or debuff resistance leader skills are the way to go. I see a lot of people run Sword Saint as a leader skill though, so I think that just goes to prove how strong attack is. So overall, pretty solid unit, but she's farmable through PvP. She has been, I believe, since day one. I believe when we got Felix, Betty, and Al, that was like the first time the PvP shop characters ever changed. I believe so. Don't quote me because I haven't been playing that long. But I'm pretty sure she's been farmable since day one. So if you don't have her yet, just be patient and you'll get her eventually. Then we have Subaru. Great character, especially if you're just starting out, because all allies attack 30%. So he's basically just a really good beginning leader. His stats are pretty good. Nothing too crazy, but you definitely just kind of want to use him for his leader skill. He does res, which is interesting, but I don't think this character really does much. So having him on the field is kind of whatever. You just really want him there for your leader skill. And again, if you just go into the game here, you can just farm him literally for free. And right now, his dungeon's literally right up. You do need a total of 200 fragments in order to buy a character. And yeah, so starting from here, from Subaru down, these are all permanent. So all these characters you're able to farm. So, just take your time, get them through there. There's no point in summoning for him. Then we have, let's go back into this. Then we'll go with Amelia, Angel and Nightwear. She's overall a pretty good support. She's got nice HP. Almost really good defense. I think this is just a little bit above average, but it could be really strong if you really build towards it. HP 40%, pretty solid leader skill. Nice debuff resistance. And then she gives resistance for what she has a really good healing ability on her S1, but the fact that it's only to one ally kind of blows. It's 50% max HP, which is really nice, and 100% chance to remove all debuffs and grants debuff immunity for 1 turn. This is overall really strong, but I feel like we have Ollie Rem, which just gives that basically to the entire team. I don't know if she heals, but she gives debuff immunity, so I feel like that's the bigger thing that you want, and especially like all AoE for Ollie Rem, it's just kind of outplays or outclasses this. So it is what it is. And then she gives herself, I believe, an attack and agility boost for 2 turns, and then recover 50% of max HP to all allies. I'm not sure if this is for all allies too. I would assume so, but I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that. So she's a nice support if you don't have a lot of support options for green, but she's definitely not the best green support. Lolly Ram is green too, isn't she? How do I check that? Pretty sure she's green too. Yeah, she's green, so she's literally a better green support. So you're probably better off just getting Rem if you want this Amelia. Then we have Hetero. Let's go in and talk about Hetero for a second here. Hetero is one of the better units, I think, in my opinion, because he gives fatigue and then defense down. I think defense down is like the way to go, and it's AoE on his S2, so that's really good. Defense down, I believe, lowers your defense by like 80%, which is like an insane thing. It's super strong. Even if it isn't 80%, it does feel extremely strong. When you attack someone that is defense lowered, it's like you're gonna kill them. Well, at least in PvP. Bosses are another thing because they have basically so much health. And then he's got the same leader skill as Amelia. So again, just Amelia getting outclassed by another unit instantly. His HP is pretty nice. And his attack and defense are both low, on the low side, I think. Defense isn't too bad, but it could be better. Crit rate is 80%. That's kind of nutty. But he's here for his utility. He has a chance to stun. When landing in crit, 100% chance to decrease action gauge by 50%. So that works really well with his crit rate. You can run a little crit rate memory on him if you want. I don't know. He's pretty solid. I'd say he's like definitely probably out of all of these the one you want to go for the most. I think Felix is pretty good as well. But you know, if you're running a Felix, might as well just run the blue one. Not that you can't run them together, because this isn't like Dokkan or old Dokkan where you couldn't run the same character in the same team but the same name. So he has Green Allies defense 35%, 16k HP, 900 attack, 1k defense, pretty solid there. Standard stats here. Debuff resistance a little high. Increased speed to self for 2 turns. So this, I feel like this basic's kind of meh. Like, okay, sure. 100% chance to decrease speed for 2 turns. 100% chance to increase agility by 30% to all allies. So this is pretty nice. A nice agility buff. Restores 20% of max HP to all allies, with a 100% chance to increase agility for 2 turns and decrease skilled cooldowns by 2 turns. The decreased skilled cooldown by 2 turns is really nice for a prolonged battle, I think. You know, in like an all-out war, I think this Felix can work really well. But you know, again, he's just, none of these units are really worth summoning on here. Like, Felix isn't going to be in every banner. They're all going to be in every banner. Nothing exclusive here. The value is good, but that's just always going to be the case for step-ups. So it has to be like, the units have to be really good, in my opinion, for them to want you to summon. So yeah, overall, it's just a skip. There's so much better options right now. Like I just explained, one of the better PvP units just came out a while ago. One of the best PvE units just came out. We have a live stream that's going to announce probably a new unit or a new event, or you know, going to tease something. So you probably want to wait on news for that as well. And yeah, I think we're getting a campaign where we get free tickets. So you can pull them here if you you know. So you have a lot of options. I'd say don't feel pressured to summon here, and you should probably skip. So yeah, hopefully you found this video helpful. Please take care of your gems. Treat them with care. don't go spending them willy-nilly. Let me check something real quick. Oh, there we go. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Oh, I didn't even know. There we go. Alright, see you guys in the next video.